Is now the right time to position yourself in altcoins? We have the very important answer for you. Also, somebody on this channel called the bottom of Bitcoin. We'll see if the bottom holds. $72,300. What we talked about yesterday, we talked about that on the trading show. And well, today, if you're part of our Discord, you're up like a 3x. Well, depending on how much leverage. Anyways, we're making money over here. I'm going to tell you what levels I'm eyeing for Bitcoin to the upside and where we should potentially see a reversal. There's some macroeconomic news that could affect Bitcoin's price action heading into the weekend. A big fallout and Vitalik. The dude, it's interesting couple days for Vitalik. He's selling almost all his Ethereum. Well, not all, but he's selling a crap load of Ethereum. And now he's saying layer 2s are garbage. And Brad Sherman is back, your favorite congressman. And wait till you hear what he asked Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent about Bitcoin. We have that and much, much more. Gina, roll the intro.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content. We take old, boring, and stale predictions, and we give you better ones. That's what we do here. So, Bitcoin, it's in a interesting situation. You know, you're saying bottom, David. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this giant head and shoulders here. I mean, or inverse.
No, that's a head and shoulders.
Yeah,
it's clear as day.
I was gonna say inverse cup and handle here, forming. I don't know if that's a thing. But
what time frame were you on before?
That was a 30-minute.
Oh.
So.
Or
and all the time frames are looking pretty bad. I mean, here you got a.
I mean, we're still making money. We made some money this morning. Take a look at this.
Oh, there's definitely trade opportunities to the downside at this point.
So I posted this morning.
Bounces.
And Brennan, do you remember on the show yesterday? What did I say? I thought the bottom was going to be for Bitcoin. No, it was no. Scott, you are terrible. 72,380. You're off by only $1,000. It's okay. Well, $1,500. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's fine. 72,380. I talked about this yesterday, right? We're hoping to get tapped in yesterday during the show. We didn't. I canceled my limit order, and then when I saw it dropping this morning, I got in at 72,380, and you can see here I got out a little prematurely. Okay, it's funny because I had my TP where it would have hit, and then I saw it teetering back and forth. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bank my 87% profit, and I'll move on to the next trade. And so those of you that stuck to the original TP, congrats, you already hit and you made money. And you can see I closed this off for an 87% profit, but Bitcoin crossed above $74,000. And so taking out, if we can get above 74,150, we'll take out two important highs, and then we're talking about structural change in the Bitcoin chart. Now, how much higher can we go? Can we tap that 76K again? I believe we will. And so that's kind of my thought, but I'm out of the markets. I'm not in any trades right now, but the next trade I'm looking for is more than likely going to be a short on Bitcoin, but we'll see when that arises. I'll make sure to let you guys know, and of course on the trading show in about an hour or so, an hour and 20 minutes, we'll get those up there as well. But so there's some macro stuff happening that could potentially affect Bitcoin's price action. So Iran and the U.S., they were talking. They were supposed to come to the table. Well, Iran said no. Iran asked to move the talks from Istanbul to Oman to keep it between the U.S. They only wanted to focus on nukes and skip the missile and proxy stuff. The U.S. said, take it or leave it, all or nothing. And Iran said, well, nope, sorry. So I'm like, okay, if we do, in fact, go on another bombing brigade here in the Middle East, what happened the last time the U.S. did this? Well, if you guys remember, that was on June 22nd, 2025, where Trump sent in those B-2 bombers, and they supposedly took out those nuclear sites. That is your vertical red line. And, well, what did Bitcoin do? Open to the first leg high, it rallied 22%. Is it a coincidence that we got this news and Bitcoin did? Where'd you go? And Bitcoin is doing this currently. As of now, 2% hourly candle to the upside. Could we see another 15, 20% move if this geopolitical Middle East overseas issues continue? Rob, what do you think?
Man, I think that
because you look at this news, negative news, yeah?
Yeah.
Why is Bitcoin running? Why did Bitcoin go up $1,000 or in less than an hour?
Well,
the obvious answer is what I just showed you.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, January 1st. So let's go back to the daily here. So on one hand, you got the last time the U.S. had made a strike on Iran, which makes sense. But if you look, last time that when we kidnapped the Venezuelan president, Maduro,
we just borrowed him.
Yeah, that was on January 3rd, which we saw Bitcoin at 94,000, and so.
But what did it do after? Did it go up or down?
Immediately after it went down. And we talked about that kind of as it happened. We were like, can we ever catch a break? Donald Trump, he wanted to kidnap the president. Immediately we saw a large candle. We did bounce back shortly thereafter. And so we went from 87 up to 90,000 up to 93,000, and then we sold back down. Either way, you had two macro moves there, right? First time we took out Iran's nuclear situation, which I don't think that was really an attack, not to the degree that we're going to see now. So I think it pales in comparison, right? We had a couple bunker busting bombs that we dropped that took out the Iran site, and that was it. It was just now what we have forming in the over there in the Gulf in that area is there's carrier strike groups. There's a large presence. There's B-2 bombers down there. They are really gearing up for a full scale attack. So I think could it be something similar to what we saw in Venezuela, where they just take out the political leader there? I don't know. What is his position? What is he?
He's the supreme leader.
Supreme leader, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think we're in uncharted territory, really, because I don't really know what's going to happen. It could be. We saw gold. We saw gold rally right after the Maduro thing. Mm-hmm. We saw oil hit bottom out on prices. Oil really got cheap as hell, right? Just cheapest oil prices we've seen in about 3 years. And so I don't know. It's interesting. I would expect volatility, that's for sure. Perhaps if there was a strike, you would maybe see a big sell-off immediately and maybe a big bounce. My concern is just what the charts themselves are kind of forming up to do here. And it's just, you have that you got that cup and handle forming that, we kind of talked about in the beginning of the show. And I think that by the end of this week, I think we are below 70,000. That's kind of the sentiment is kind of exhausted. I know you're going to talk about Vitalik.
Vitalik.
Rand Noonan put up a good post that, I retweeted earlier.
What do you call him? Rand what?
Rand Noonan. Was it Rand Noonan, right? What is his last name?
Rand Noonan. Newer,
yeah.
Rand Noonan.
So, anyways, whatever his name is.
Whatever. Screw it. Whatever.
The dude. So he had interesting, and this one resonated with me. He said, here, what worries me the most isn't the price. It's the shift in behavior across the industry. The energy's gone. When people who built the space start stepping back and conviction fades quickly, the risks are deeper than most realize. And this is what concerns me the most, is the fact that it seems like crypto's ecosystem's a little deflated. And it's just what I've seen time and time again when we're going into a bear market. This is our third run here. And so for me, it just felt this way 2018, 2021, the back end. And it's starting to feel like that now. Last time the first time around was the ICO meme, right? And you had all of these small projects coming up. This 2021 was the explosion of the exchanges. And this time it's almost like a failure to launch, a promise not kept. Institution was supposed to come in. The president was supposed to like put everything on the blockchain and God knows what else. And
he did put stuff on the blockchain. He put his wealth on the blockchain.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be buying, Bitcoin as a country, and it just, I think none of it really materialized. And then you had the retail never came in.
No, the retail was here, and then they got extracted by the president.
Well, whatever retail was left. But yeah, we never got that big surge, right? We never got that euphoria of retail coming in. So I don't know, man. I think what we're going to see is we're going to have a further washout. So for me, trading strategy on more of a macro sense, what I'm eyeballing, Bitcoin to drop under 70,000 by the end of the week. I think that it does find itself somewhere around 40 to 50,000. And then that's going to be over the course of 2 months. That's my strategy. Maybe I'm wrong. I will be trading and I will be eyeballing some opportunities to buy stuff. Just because Bitcoin's crashing does not mean there's no opportunity to make money. This is where you make money. This is where you enrich yourself. You can just take a look here on the biggest gainers. You do have certain projects up. Midnight's up 7%. It is down on the week, but Canton has performed well. Hyperliquid has performed well. So there is opportunity here to make money. You just got to really be careful. Conversely, when you're into a bull market, it's a lot easier to make money because more assets are going up. Here, more assets are going down. So you either can do this two ways. You can take shorts, and you got a lot more projects to short, and so there's a lot more chance to turn a profit in that direction. Or basically, you find the outliers, and then you can buy those maybe on a swing trade, or just kind of buy and hodl if there's a project you believe in long term. I was kind of looking over some of the projects. I was like, man, what am I going to get position on that I have previously wished I had? Yesterday we talked about Chainlink a little bit, or on Monday, and also I forgot to leave out of the conversation is Ondo. I think Ondo might be one of the best pickups currently at market value. Now, will it explode and pop off next week or something? Probably not. But for a buy and accumulate position, I think this is about as good as it gets. This is on the weekly chart. We haven't seen sub 30 cent Ondo since back in January of 2024. And so we've seen Ondo's price get as high as $2. It was routinely over $1 and trading around $1 for support and resistance, particularly resistance. And so at 27 cents, this is something I'm not writing off. This is something that institutions are backing. It's something that has real world use case with RWAs. So I really like this pick. So
putting in I know I said my next trade is going to be a short, but I think I like the VWAP bounce here. VWAP lower band 73,311. You can see on the 15-minute time frame on the way down, rejection. We broke above it. I expect price to retest and hold. VWAP lower band, $73,311. So hence, I have my limit order set. I will drag my stop loss down. We'll drag the TP back up to 74,000. That's a nice little, what's that trade setup there? Let's take a peek. Brendan, thoughts on this trade setup? You like it? You love it? You hate it? What's the deal?
Me personally, all day today. So with my bias, just personally, I'm short bias, so I'm only trading shorts today. But I don't think it's a bad setup for you.
What does that mean?
I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't trade it, but I mean, if you like it, then you like it.
But why do you say it like that? Like it's the best setup for you.
Well, because I wouldn't trade to the upside right now, just because of the market structure that I'm seeing. And if we look from the day open, right, we see this blue horizontal line. Let me make it a different color for everybody because it's kind of blending in. This black, is this horizontal? Vertical. This black vertical line right here. This is the day open, right? So we're on the hour time frame right here. And we just look at our day open, right? I made some money on this dump today, actually. We see this day open and we see this crazy move to the downside, right? And then if we go to like the 15-minute, we see market structure kind of to the downside. It's actually really not market structure, but we just saw a big dump. And so as the day continues, we'll see different market structure. And I think that, I mean, this could be a good long actually, because we'll make market structure to the upside to make market structure to the downside, right? And just like we did here, right? We see higher high, lower low, or lower high. And then we come up, we don't really make a higher high, but we're still in that same trend. We're making lower highs and moving up, right? And then we make a higher high and a lower high. And then we make a higher high and a lower high. We make a higher high and a lower high. And then we break structure. We change character, we change the way that it's looking, right? And so if we go down to the 5-minute, and this is how I made money this morning, right? This is where this blue little squiggle right here is where we lose our change of character, basically, or our break of structure. And this is where we saw the dump, right? So we saw a retracement, we came back, tapped me in, and then we just dumped off of that. And so we have to make upward market structure to make downward market structure. And so I think that this is not a bad scalp at all, David. If you get in and get
for
out.
Me, though, right? Just for me.
Just for you.
Special, yeah.
For you.
So here's a trade setup. We'll take a peek here. It's an 8.25 to 1. Okay. We're getting in at 73,310. We're getting out at 74,121. And we got our stop loss at 73,220. That covers our swing low from the previous session. And then also on here, we hide our stop loss below this last local low we had because we need to stay above that. If we don't, then the trade's probably going against us. If it does and it holds, chances are we're probably going to make a new high, but I'll take my profit out at the last swing high we had here before we started spilling off. And so we'll see if we get tapped in on this trade live on the show. If we do, that'll be fun. Also, those of you that want a home to trade on, we highly recommend Bitunix. If you do it through our Discord, you get free $20 once you deposit $100. No questions asked. No questions asked and no strings attached. Asked and attached. Anyways, okay. I got to show this video, man. Remember this guy? He's a staple of our community during the Gary Gensler days. He's a man of many words that don't really... Anyways, Brad Sherman. He's got Scott Besson in front of him, and, well, he talks about crypto. Let's take a listen.
Mr. Secretary, we lived through the bailouts of 2008 when powerful men lose money. They now want a government bailout. Does the Treasury Department or the various components of the FMOC have the authority to bail out Bitcoin?
Could you please elaborate? What exactly does bail out Bitcoin
Okay,
mean,
could you
Congressman?
instruct the banks of this country to buy more Bitcoin or change banking regulations so that they are encouraged to do so in terms of the reserves that they're otherwise required to have?
Again, that within the context of asset diversification within banks, they could hold many assets.
They can, and there are different, but do you have the authority to order banks to buy Bitcoin or to invest U.S. tax dollars in Bitcoin or Trump coin?
I am Secretary of the Treasury. I do not have the authority to do that, and as Chair of FSOC, I do not have that authority.
So we're not going to see our tax dollars invested in crypto assets?
Well, why would a private bank be your tax dollars, Congressman?
Excuse me, I'm now asking about the money of our taxpayers, which you manage as Secretary of the Treasury. Is it going to be deployed into crypto assets?
We are retaining seized Bitcoin.
That's not exactly taxpayer money. You collect a lot of taxes this month.
No, that is an asset of the U.S.
It's an asset of the U.S.
It was government.
Are you going to invest any?
And I will point out,
Mr. Secretary, reclaiming my time, are you going to invest?
The asset seizure, that $1 billion of Bitcoin was seized, $500 million was retained, and that $500 million has become over $15 billion.
Gentleman's time has expired.
He is such a muppet. My God. What a stupid ass question to ask the Treasury Secretary. Are you excited to see Brad Sherman back, Rob? Remember the good old days? We used to.
And it's every time that dude speaks. It's not even just on Bitcoin or crypto.
It's just funny on the tail end. He threw in Trump coin. Is the Treasury going to force the banks to buy Bitcoin or Trump coin? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Treasury doesn't force anybody to do anything.
This guy is literally fucking retarded, bro. Brad Sherman, California. Why do you keep voting for this guy? He's an idiot.
Yeah, he sounded like a fool when those houses was at Palisade.
Palisade, yeah, the fire.
Yeah, he was like speaking with Trump around that round table, and yeah,
the guy is literally dumb. Moron. Pisses me off. Anyways, Brendan, give us a trade setup, man. What do you got?
All right, so on Bitcoin right now, I mean, you were just talking about it. I mean, I was kind of in the wrong, actually. You know, so I'm gonna admit it. I'm gonna say David was right. So
in what terms? What changed in terms of your?
Yeah, so I'm just seeing this trend line right here, and we're really respecting it. And so I want to see a blue candle closure off of this trend line. So probably the next candle, and this is on the 1 minute. And so this candle closes in 30 seconds. If we close above this trend line, and then we get a blue candle closure to the upside, I would want to trade to the upside. So I would want to get in on a limit order, probably on a retest of it. So I would probably put my limit order at around 73. I don't know, 483.5, and then I would want to ride it up to, I don't know, where's your TP at?
74K.
Wherever David's TP is at, and so that would 74. Be my.
I mean, here's what I look at, right?
Right, and so hold on. We just seen that candle close, right, in that 30 seconds, and we're seeing a blue candle move out of that trend line. So hopefully we see that bounce, and we've tapped this trend line 3 times now. So hopefully we see that blue candle closure out, and then I would want to.
And here's the thing I want to note to people, okay? As I'm hoping we get tapped in here soon, is you had essentially 2 15-minute candles with the same exact price action. The green candle had a little more volatility to the upside and downside with the wicks, right? But overall, the same candle, but look at the difference in volume. This to me is not a reversal volume. This to me is the bears just didn't have enough in them. That's what it is to me. And so same price movement, right? 0.79%, 0.77%. One had higher volume, one had lower volume. So for me, and it looks like we're getting that reversal without me getting tapped in. Like just story of my life, right? Look how close I am to getting tapped in all the time. And we would have already been up like, fuck. So we'll see. I'm hoping we get some scam wick down there. I'll move this. I'll move my limit order up just a tad bit. We'll go to the wick low here, but I don't think it's going to hit. Once you're here, I don't think it's going to hit. I hope it does. If it does, I feel confident we'll make money. If it doesn't, then we'll just look for the next trade. But let me just go ahead and set up my TP and stop loss here. Very similar in terms of percentage gain, percentage loss. So that's kind of where I'm at. And, you know, Rob said he thinks we're going to be under 70K by Friday. I don't think we will. I actually think we'll be above 76K by Friday. So, yeah. Rob, let's take a look at the markets. Go.
All right. So what do you think about this chart here? Looks pretty bullish, right?
That's the 15-minute.
Yeah. So this one is this is what you want to see out of a chart, right?
Yeah, that's a flip chart.
Yeah, you know.
Good try. Look.
I got Bitcoin upside down.
Look at that. I said this shit was going to happen, bro. I said we're going to retest the VWAP and then push to the upside. And what I should have done is I should have just market ordered this sucker. But look at this. Look at this candle here. You want more alpha? Come join the trading show. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
All right. So, looking down the list here, I know we've already touched on Bitcoin several times. Just to check in, it's at 73.5. ETH over 2,000. So we know that the $2,000 mark has been it's been a fun place for ETH to hang out. If you look back here on the one,
Yeah, fun for who?
So you look back.
Fun for Vitalik.
Yeah, you look back. I mean, it's traded above 2,000 for quite some time, going back to 2023. So for the last, for the last 2.5 years, we've only been under $2,000 once. Man. Now,
look at this, bro. Look at
what
this
do you got?
candle. Look at this candle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so
Why didn't you tell me to market order, bro? This is on you. It's Robin's fault. This is Rob's fault.
I'm just gonna pull the trigger sometimes.
Don't market order ever.
No,
I do it.
Sometimes.
I do that shit.
I never market order ever.
I sometimes market.
And listen, David, don't let the FOMO control you.
All right, Cassius Cuvée.
Moving that limit order up there.
I still in a good place, but yeah, I am not jumping into a long right now. Zero chance. So,
Be careful.
anyways,
Yeah,
sorry,
I think
Rob,
that's
cut you off
I think
for-
that's going to reverse again.
Yeah, there's zero chance I'm jumping into a long right now. There's zero chance. So, anyways, go ahead. But I mean,
you might see.
bro, we're literally about to clean up the last 3 15-minute candles to the downside in one candle.
Honestly, like if I'm looking at this situation, I think you might catch a little bit of similar what we had here just a couple of days ago or yesterday. Let's see here. So what we saw here was we lost support here at 78,000. We came down to 73. Came up, and then this is what's interesting to me here is that we bounced back up to 75,000, consolidated there briefly, so a couple hours. I think that what you're seeing here is something comparable, and so you look here where we saw, Bitcoin fell down, found a bottom here at 72,100, 72,000, came up. And now I think we're going to consolidate briefly and then perhaps run up again. So I think what you'll see is something like this. And then maybe not quite that high, but yeah, be my guess there.
Beautiful drawing.
Yeah, thank you.
It's beautiful.
But I am a little hesitant. I do think that you can find... I'm still very weary. I think we're going to get a downside move. I just don't know when, and I think it's going to be abrupt, man. I think by the end of the week we're at 67,000, 68,000.
You want to make a bet?
Sure.
Let's do a $100 pair of shoes.
$100 pair of shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any shoes you want, $100 or less. I say Bitcoin will be.
Oh,
above.
you're going over your $20 bankroll?
Are we doing above or below 70K?
I think I would say by the end of the week, by Sunday, Bitcoin's price hits 60.
So now it's
8,000.
Sunday, not.
I said the end of the week.
You said Friday.
Okay, Friday, sure.
Okay. I say it'll be above 70K by the end of day Friday.
I don't know what you're going to get bounces. My thing is that it's going to go down to 68,000. I don't know where it's going to be at on what given time, just sometime between now and
we got to bet closure.
just
Okay, then.
will it come down
then you're
like it's a poly
Then
market
you're scared,
bet.
bro. Don't be scared, man.
I don't know
Poly
where,
market, all of them are on closers.
my thing here's my mentality here is that I don't know what kind of bounce we're going to get, right? And so everything has been bouncing here. We see Bitcoin go from 79,000 to 74, bounce back up to 79,000. And so myself personally, if we go down to 68,000, we'll probably bounce right back up above 70,000. So,
okay.
I don't know.
Then. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Solana under $100, is that a buy for you?
I'll buy Solana at $40. No, not being funny. I honestly, like if I'm buying Solana like as just not a swing trade, for swing trade that's a different story. But if I'm buying Solana like for my portfolio,
you think Solana gets under $40?
Yeah, I think it gets down to $40. It was at $250. It's at $93, and we are in the first down step of the bear market.
Brandon, will you give me some like high time frame support levels for Solana,
Yeah.
please?
Let me get it for you. Well, we've pushed through the support now almost. We're a candle closure away on the 4 hour from closing out of this support down here, which I didn't think we were even going to lose. So that's not all that great. This area right here was the lowest place I thought we were going to be able to lose. If we go up to the day chart, that's where we're going to find our next area. This is the closest. $80 is our next market support.
I have the same level.
If we lose $80, our next market support after that is $64, $65. If we lose that, and then after that, it's 40. So you have no.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get there, like in the next 2 weeks. But if I'm accumulating, I'm buying, I'm taking a position on Solana, it's gonna go further down, and that kind of goes across the board for altcoins, with the exception of BNB and Tron. I think that
I wonder why.
I would say that, like, hey, if you're looking to pick up Cardano, like, as bearish as I am on Cardano, there is a buy point for Cardano for me. And so at some point it just becomes an easy investment when it gets overbought or oversold, excuse me. And so, you go back to 2021 here. I mean, we've seen Cardano at 15 cents we've seen it down to 24 cents. I think that we see potentially like a 12-cent Cardano over the next, in 2026 at some point. And so I think that
12-cent Cardano.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds strange now, but when Cardano was at $1 or Cardano was at 70 cents, saying it got down to 20 cents was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, that's more than a 50% discount, right? And so I think that Cardano, more than a 50% discount, in the same way that it has moved down 50% in the last. You look here on the 1 year. It's down 62%. So it was at 81. So a year ago today, it was at 81 cents. It's down 62%. So another 62% drop, I think, puts, Cardano at roughly 13 cents and, 12 cents, 13 cents. And it's just off of the back of Bitcoin. Right? And I think that Bitcoin will drop down to 40-something thousand. That move in itself, I think, will crush the altcoin market, and I think it's going to be a buying opportunity. Just the environment of the room right now, unless something changes.
Okay. All right, let's talk about Mr. Buterin. Well, Vitalik sold 5 million in ETH this week. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And then he did this. He pretty much said layer 2s are garbage. L2's progress to stage 2 has been far slower and more difficult. Funny. Very funny that you talk about L2's being slower. L1 itself is scaling. Fees are very low, and gas limits are projected to increase greatly. Most of these facts, for their own separate reasons, mean that the original version of L2s and their role no longer makes sense. That's funny, Vitalik, is you told everyone L2s were the way to go. You literally said, I'd like to see every smart contract written on a layer 2 and ETH just be the backbone, the security layer. Okay, people went out and build it. People invested in it. And now that you finally got your shit together and ETH has rolled out some upgrades, some improvement proposals that they've actually implemented. Now that they can handle it, like, you know what? I've used you long enough. I don't need you anymore. L2s just don't make sense. Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon. Speaking of Polygon, this is what Polygon posted. Due to market conditions, we now identify as a sidechain. So I'm not a fan of this from Vitalik. Rob, what are your thoughts? And what are your thoughts on him selling 5 million in Ethereum? You give so much shit to Charles Hoskinson. I expect you to give the same amount to Mr. Buterin.
I both commented on this dumbass post, and I also re-quoted it here. This is exactly how I feel. I understand that you clearly stated that ETH's direction is pivoting. Remind you that your strong recommendation to the community to use L2s routed huge amounts of capital to these projects. Heavy retail money from the community. Crypto market is crashing. ETH ecosystem is bleeding. This is a death sentence to your ecosystem. You told us L2s were the future. I don't like it. Just saying.
How does it feel narrating your own posts?
It's very nice, yeah. I was thinking about what genius wrote it as I was reading it.
Wow.
I realized it was me, and here I am. So
is this
yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So it's convenient that once value is getting extracted, once everyone's selling, that you want to say, hey, forget about the L2s, come over here. Convenient, right? What's happening right now? We're seeing an exodus in the markets. People are selling. That's just the reality of it, right? Now, you can sit here and say like, well, people are, longs are getting liquidated and whatever, however you want to frame it up. The reality of it is money is leaving the crypto market right now. Just the reality. Market cap is lowering. Bitcoin's market cap is lowering. Altcoins market cap is lowering. And so money is leaving. And it's very convenient that Vitalik is like, guys, like, why y'all in layer 2s? We don't need those anymore. We're going to be scaling. We don't need it. Like, of course I was wrong. So let's just ignore that. Ignore my previous statements. Come on over here to Ethereum. And it's oddly convenient, bro. Same way that Charles Hoskinson was selling all of his luxury items. It's convenient. You're trying to show the community that, like, hey, let's not leave. It's time to come back, guys, please. And so I think more and more projects are going to reach out to you and heavily promote or market themselves as like, hey, stay here, please, and this is why.
Yeah. I want to give some shout outs to the chat here. Vic Shoot said Bitcoin will be the ultimate survivor. I mean, that's the easiest bet. Shout out to all of our mods. Jay Andrew said Hyperliquid back to $40 by tonight. I can definitely see that. Shamitri said Sol is at VWAP. We'll look at that on the trading show here in 15 minutes if you want to join us. Steve said David's going to win. I think he's referring to the 70K or lower price. Yeah, but Rob was too scared to take that bet. Dave Flower said, alts are dead to me. I'll scoop Bitcoin under 60. Not a bad strategy. Right. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this poll here. What happens first, Bitcoin 60K or Bitcoin 80K? Majority of you believe we'll see a $60,000 Bitcoin first. I am actually the opposite. I think we'll see an $80,000 Bitcoin first. We are due for a relief rally. I'm going to say it. I think 72.3 was a local bottom before we hit 80K again. I'm going to say it right now. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't know. I feel fairly confident. I don't think we'll go under this level here. Okay? This wick. 72, we'll just call it 72K. I think 72K was a local bottom before we make another run up to $80,000. And then after that, it's that forecast is no longer valid. And so, yeah. All right, we're done for the morning show. You'll be automatically redirected to the trading show where Brendan and I will break down some trades. We'll see if we can catch any trade setups live. We're putting those in. And so if you stay in the chat, you'll be automatically redirected. With that being said, Gina, Roll the outro. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you in 15 minutes. Bye.
Sin City Crypto. Cash is Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya. City.